Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure being here talking to you today. Thank you for taking your time for having me and get to this conversation. Today, I'd like to talk about a concept that's really common on the internet, the concept of the product manager role, and a concept that's not so common, but we can see some discussions around and kind of a role uh, trying to shape, in fact, trying to get in shape. So this is the role of the full stack product manager. So I like to explore how this role came to life, in fact, what composes this role, its specificities, and also the evolution of the product manager role. So we get to this full stack product manager role. So I'd like to explore strategic nuances that creates the need of this role to rise. I'd like to explore the industry needs. I'd like to explore also the contribution that this role might have inside a company, in the industry, and how it needs to take care more and more of operational stuff for product, like sales, guiding support, and making sure that his product from point A to point B, from the idea to operation, works well and reach its goals. So I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Rafael Nascimento. I've been around the tech industry here in Brazil for 20 years. 10 of those years has been as a software developer. And then I've dedicated the other 10 years in leadership roles and in product management. So I've been through many different industry companies, like media, like educational technology, like tech, like e-commerce, fintech. And now I'm a senior product manager at Uber, having the pleasure of helping teams to reach their goals in there. So my goal as a product manager is better everyday lives, people's lives. And it's also a pleasure to help companies achieve these, in fact. So first things first, let's explore a bit the role of the product manager in its essence, and try to understand which are their goals, which are his tasks, which are his responsibilities, so we can separate, we can segment what should we expect of a product manager in essence, and how this role gets segmented by the time and with the industry needs. So Marty Kagan, in his book Inspired, he quotes that the PM is responsible for evaluating opportunities and determining what gets built and delivered to customers. So basically, when you think about product manager, you should think about this phrasing, and you should think about building a product around business opportunities, around customer experience opportunity, and trying to grow the product around that and get it delivered, in fact, and not only delivered, but making sure that after it gets delivered, it gets evolving, it gets getting improved, in fact. So we should fix some issues. We should understand where the experience is not working so well, even though the experience part means go to the operational stuff, go to the business, in fact, that is serving a customer, like the support, the customer experience team, and so on. So this is not only tech, and we'll see soon that tech and business are getting more and more mixed every day. So basically, the product manager needs 4 types of knowledges, let's say. he needs a deep knowledge of the customer, a deep knowledge of data and his product data, a deep knowledge of the business and the business goals, the business strategy, and a deep knowledge of the industry and the market. So basically, these are the four knowledge that he needs to perform that basic task of finding opportunities, convincing the company that the company should invest on some of those opportunities and laying out a plan so it can be delivered, and then assessing the metrics, assessing KPIs, so he can make sure that that opportunity is really getting achieved, or maybe some aspects of the solution, some aspects of the product need to be changed to get to that opportunity. So Marty Kay also quotes in a specific part of the book this phrasing: like a CEO, the product manager must deeply understand all aspects of the business. And this is really important. We see many phrasings, many quotes on the internet saying that the product manager is the CEO of a product. It might be true when you think about a product manager leveraging organizational power and organizational profile to get stuff done and to try to understand what are the best opportunities for the moment, for the strategy that the business is laying out, and for the customer, for the experience of the customer, and for the improvement and evolution of the product. So usually this phrasing gets a connotation of the product manager decides it all. I think that while we have a certain level of seniority, the product manager may get more assertive, but he still needs, just as a CEO with its board of directors or with its administrative boards, a CEO or a founder, in fact, he needs to convince this board that some investments are worth being done. So this is a process of understanding data, understanding the business, understanding the timing of the industry, and be always seeking for the next opportunity, be always seeking for the next improvement in the product to get to some results, to get to some market segments, to get to some new customers, and so on. Yeah, so this is more of trying to work really well, reading the company, reading the product, reading the industry, and trying to convince your directors, executives that we have a great opportunity in hands, not just deciding and getting stuff done, in fact. So this is all about investment, and this is pretty much like financial portfolio investment. You need to decide which will get you the best return for the moment, for that period, and you have to decide about many projects, and you have usually limitations on the resources you should have to build certain features, to build certain improvements. So you have to deal with lots of limitations, number of engineers, number of UX researchers or UX designers that are available, and things like that. So as I said, the product manager has many stakeholders and has many partners inside a company. Yeah, so he needs to coordinate between those stakeholders, understand which are the interests and the opportunities those stakeholders are also seeing around the product and around the company. You may see that engineers also see opportunities. You may see that data analysts see opportunities. UX researchers see lots of opportunities, and in fact, you might be able to coordinate as a product manager all those roles to try to understand, using their capabilities, their unique expertise, how you can discover great opportunities and how you can deliver them, and deliver also a great operational product, not only a software, but a real product, a real operational product, considering marketing, considering support, considering customer success, all the stuff that usually supports the existence of a digital product, in fact. So the first segmentation that we might see around the product manager role is a segmentation by industry. You may see that it's really, really hard to find a product manager that can deal with lots of industry really well. Usually when you get a customer, when you get a deep knowledge about an industry, you are more able to make some decisions around your product, because you know the industry, you know regulators, you know the competitors. So you've been studying them, you've been dealing with them in other companies. So you must be able to make some decisions that are more straightforward to reach goals in your product. So the first segmentation that we see is an industry segmentation. So you may see finance product managers, you may see product managers that works with devices, with factories. You may see platform product managers like API product managers, mobility, streaming, and so on. Each one is dealing with a different value chain, and this is really important. Knowing the value chain and knowing the competitive landscape is an advantage, in fact. And we may see product managers specializing in industries. This is the first segmentation that we may see. So it's important to note here that the line between tech and business no longer exists with digital products. We may look at big techs, for example, like Uber, like Google, like Facebook, and we may see operational people, lawyers, for example, or actuarial analysts doing queries and try to understand data from database and trying to understand how a specific initiative, a specific project from business is evolving, is progressing. So it's really interesting to see this and see that the business, the line between the business and the tech is getting more and more linear, almost invisible, in fact, or more and more thinner. So it's important to note this here, and it's important to note the impact that these have in the product manager role. I can assume that most of you work in tech companies, most that are here talking to me are working in tech companies, and there's lots of engineering stuff, lots of tech and innovative stuff, and we build those innovative stuff for Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, mobile devices, and so on, and you are breathing all those tech details in a daily basis. But we may also understand that by watching just for the technology and the engineering of things, we might lose some leverage, in fact, from the business, from operations. It's not uncommon to see products struggling with customer success, with support, with trying to leveraging the business knowledge and business capabilities, and its powerhouse, in fact, to understand data, try to get some decisions and help that digital product to grow, in fact, to get to success. So I would say that more and more we will see that we need to deliver great experience for business, also for operations, for our salesmen, for our support folks, and so on, so we can build real successful products. If you see Uber, for example, we have a great mixture of operations and tech. The tech is mixture to the daily lives. So this is we're not only talking just about mobile devices, just about smartphones and building software, building products just for them. We just take into consideration the entire journey of the customer, and this is getting more and more important in many industries and in many types of products. So the needs of the specific needs for companies and for products also segment the product manager role. So we start to see growth product managers that are responsible for conversion, especially in startups that are on early stage moment. We see technical product managers, we see data product managers. So all these profiles are specific for tailor-made for specific challenges. So a technical product manager might work really well with engineers and build API platforms, build more technical platforms that may talk to other engineers in other companies and partner with them. And they also know how to deal really well with integrations and partner with other platforms to achieve their goals. Data product managers can leverage big data and artificial intelligence and try to understand how they can build specific products to take advantage of data of more mature or grown companies, in fact. So we start to see tailor-made product manager profiles focusing on specific challenges inside a company or even inside a product during its life cycle. So there's also influences the segmentation of the product manager role. So we may see something like that around the internet. We can see growth product managers, platform product managers, consumer product managers, strategic product managers. So each one is segmented for specific challenges, and this causes challenges for the company or for the industry also, as we may see. So you name it, which product manager type you are. Yeah, so this is just some fun around this, just a really long product management description. So it's not uncommon to see a description like that on LinkedIn, for example, like a senior VP of digital consumer products growth. Yeah, so this is not uncommon, and this brings some challenges for companies and for the tech industry, in fact, that we'll see next. So here are the industry needs. When you get a role that's too segmented, it gets really hard to find more generalist profiles that works really well and can navigate pretty well between growth, between data, between API. I'm not saying that this generalist profile would perform in quality and excellence like a specialized one, like a growth product manager or a technical product manager. But we may see that he may navigate pretty well and see the bigger picture pretty well. And these may be really valuable for companies, in fact. So now that we've revisited a little bit the profile, the role of the product manager, in essence, we can start to explore its specificities and the details around the segmentation of the role tied to business needs. So companies might have lots of different stages since their birth. Yeah, the first time a company needs to hire a product manager is when its founders need to divide their attention between the operations, HR, between finance, the board of directors, the challenges of investing, getting investments, getting media, marketing and stuff like that. So they are not more able to just focus on product, on improving features, on improving the product, getting to data, analyzing data, seeking opportunities, and building and delivering product improvements. So this is the first time a product manager is needed, and usually the product manager segment that is hired is a growth product manager, since they need to convert. They are dealing with growth KPIs, they are dealing with growth goals to get to the next round of investment. And a growth product manager is really special at this moment. But see that when a company starts to grow and starts to change the way it works, the structure, the processes, and so on, maybe growth product managers that are specialized will not fit or will not feel so comfortable, and they may adjourn, in fact, from the company. Yeah, so you will need other segments, other expert product managers for different stages of a company. And not only different stages of a company, yeah, but we may see that for the product manager role, in comparison with an expert product manager, we may see some common tasks that we will explore soon. Yeah, so for a technical product manager, for example, this is a post in the product school blog, in fact, and these lays out the product manager tasks versus the technical product manager tasks, and we can see some intersection, and we may realize that some of those tasks repeat between growth product manager, data product manager. This is the essence of the product manager that we were discussing. Yeah, so companies in different stages may need these types of approach for different challenges. Yeah, for different projects, like building an API platform and scaling that API platform, and maybe we will need a growth technical product manager and stuff like that. So you see, it gets really tricky to understand which type or which profile of product manager we will need to tackle some challenges. And not only for different stages of a company, but also different stages of product. One specific product may need different expertise for product manager, a subject expert, a growth hacker, a retention strategist, and things like that, and specific roles like those, just through one product lifecycle. So this is really tricky. And when you get companies getting into some really tough challenges like economic crisis and stuff like that, companies usually try to get leaner and try to get a more generalist profile to try to work in various of these scenarios, of these stages, in a comfortable manner. Again, I would not say that a generalist profile, a full stack profile, would replace these experts. They are really valuable and they can make a difference, in fact, but there are some moments where a generalist approach may be more advisable or may be needed, in fact, by a company. So the generalist approach that I'm talking about is this one that we see pretty commonly in engineering, in fact, as we will see pretty soon. So this generalist approach usually is a specialist that gets comfortable in working in a breadth of the knowledge, in fact. So we may have a growth product manager that can work as a technical product manager, and that may work as a retention specialist, retention strategist, as we see, for example. So he gets pretty comfortable working in other specific roles, and this make easier to allocate their knowledge, to allocate their work when a company needs to get more linear in investment of profile and not so specialized. So enter the full stack concept, in fact, yeah, by bringing this generalist approach and this generalist role that may be comfortable with some specific roles of product manager. We can bring this full stack concept and try to explore this a little bit better. So for software engineering, and this is from where it comes from, we have the concept of a full stack developer, especially in web development, but especially talking about client-facing development. We may have some modules or submodules or components in software engineering that may need specific knowledge, such as front-end development, back-end development, databases, mobile app development. So see, when you deal with software engineering projects, and you get such a highly specialized professional landscape, in fact, it gets tricky, it gets hard to nail the best professionals in front-end development or in database or in back-end development. It gets much more hard work to try to get to those profiles, and it gets much more hard work to keep them inside a company and to keep them involved in projects. So software engineering industry try to understand how some of those profiles could work together, how some software developments called full stack developers could work with front-end development and back-end development, for example, and also with databases and also with servers. We had this profile a long time ago when we used to work with client-server development and Windows software, for example. And basically, all the developers could be named full stack developer. Yeah, they usually worked with the front end, the window, in fact, the layout, in fact, the back end, connecting to databases, for example, connecting to servers. And obviously, this was much more straightforward than it is today, with lots of elements and lots of layers in web development, in cloud development, and things like that. But this is the main concept. Yeah. So we have lots of frameworks, lots of languages, lots of layers that may be tackled by different types of developers. Talking about product managers, I would not say that tools or platforms or languages, let's say, would be the composition of a full stack product manager, in fact, but their skill set would be the composition of a full stack product manager. So how they are comfortable working in different segmentations of its role, its own role, in fact. So I would not say that a full stack product manager would be able to work as in B2B, in B2C, in finance, in media, as growth, as retention strategies, as API product manager. I think this is not possible, in fact. But recalling the generalist approach, the T-shaped generalist approach, I think that we can have some profiles that may feel comfortable working with some aspects of product managers, such as growth, and also being more technical, working with API. And this is all needed, in fact, to work with a product from beginning to end. Yeah, so we may be able to find some opportunities to build the product, to understand how that API platform may be built, or how that API feature endpoint may be built, and how we can scale that, and which are the conversion metrics that we may leverage to convert, to get to the results, to get to goals. and how to work with business. So the more this generalist full stack product manager is comfortable with different stages of a product or of a company, the better in this generalist scenario. So I've done some research around which are the skills that big tech companies are asking for in their product manager job openings, and I've got to this list here, this pretty long list here. If we summarize this list, we get to these skills for a product manager job opening, in fact. And I was researching product manager, not growth, not segmented, not technical product manager, just product manager job openings. And we get to those skills like strategic thinking, like execute cross-organizational projects, like interpersonal skills, analytical influence, and decision-making. And we may get to something that we've just talked about, like the essential PM. If we compare the average PM job posting and the essential PM, we may get to skills that that leverages each of the four knowledges that the essential PM might have: the customer knowledge, the data knowledge, like in analytical influence, the business product knowledge, like tech and business savvy, like industry and market knowledge, like in domain industry or market expertise. So we may get to a conclusion that, in fact, that full stack product manager that we're talking about, that generalist one, might be just a product manager that is pretty comfortable seeing the bigger picture of the product, seeing a bigger picture of the business strategy and the industry, and feeling pretty comfortable navigating through different stages of the product and different challenges of the product and the company. I would say that this product manager is a senior product manager. In fact, this guy would be pretty comfortable working for his product, trying to understand how he can grow his product, how he may change the product, even if the product is a technical one, to get to his results, to move the needle, to move the KPIs he needs to move. He might be able to understand how he can retain customers inside his product. So he may feel comfortable working in a pretty reasonable level in different stages of the product. Yeah. Also, taking a look in this pretty common product management lifecycle chart, in fact, and this is pretty common on the internet. You may find lots and lots of charts like that. And what gets my attention in this process is the importance that is laid out to iterate your product once you get this delivered, in fact, once you've launched the product. So will we develop the next version? I mean, which would be the next version? What we need to do to continue moving the KPI. So we may see different nuances of product management looking to this chart that maybe other charts just don't leverage, just don't show us. And I would say that also as important as innovating, as analyzing great opportunities, as developing the product itself, developing a market, is validating the product, going to the market, preparing for launch, and also preparing your operation. Not only launching a product, not only launching a technical product, but launching a new operation, support customers, helping your sales to make better selling. So all this is pretty important for your product to succeed, in fact. And also deciding when to get your product to the end of life. So it's a pretty long work. It's a pretty nuanced work. And it may be really costly for companies to get specific profiles of product managers to deal with different steps of this process or with different stages of a company. This is pretty common for specific startups, early stage growth, and so on. But when a company gets bigger, it might benefit, especially in crisis moment, of a more generalist approach of a product manager that may be comfortable working with business, working with tech, building operations, building the product itself, and trying to understand how he can grow better, how it can grow better, how a product may move the KPIs, and what would be the next movement for in the market, partnerships, and things like that. So this is really the CEO of the product, in fact. So I would like to thank you for the opportunity of being here with you. It was really, really great. I mean, I expect that you had great insights from this talk, and that I collaborate for your professional growth. And I see you around. Bye.